Hello to you all. Welcome back to the channel. So this will be a very quick video. In this topic, I'll discuss the upcoming novella Três Graças, which will premiere in the 20th of next month on Global, and my thoughts about the novella so far. And for those asking why is this even a topic of discussion, as you all know, I have been developing a interest in Brazilian novellas since last year, which has been reflected in some of my videos, such as my review of Complicado, which you can check out on the channel. And for those wondering what the premise of Três Graças is, Três Graças is about three generations of women who all face the same thing, which was teen pregnancy and the fathers of their childs not being in their lives. And not to mention a scheme involving counterfeit medicines that's literally killing the residents of the favela that the three Graças are living at. And the family tree begins with Lydia, played by DiraPaes, I hope I pronounced her name correctly, who gets knocked up by a man named Joaquim, who doesn't acknowledge their daughter. And their daughter, Julius, I hope I'm pronouncing names correctly. She wants to be a pharmacist, but she pretty much has to give all that up when she becomes pregnant with her daughter, Jolie, who's impregnated. And Jolie's father is the local gang leader, Giorgino, who winds up going to jail, making him an absent father to Jolie. And Jolisi raises Jolie, trying to on the intent of not pretty much preventing the same thing happening to her and her mother. But when Jolie gets impregnated by a young man who happens to be the son of her mom's employer, she makes sure that Jolie doesn't fall into the same generational curse, essentially. And then the major plot in this novella is most of the residents most of the sickly residents, like Lygia, they receive medicines as part of this social program funded by a man named Santiago Ferretti, played by Murillo Benicio. But when people are dying from the medicines, an investigation is done on said medicines to kind of find out said medicines are counterfeit, or however you pronounce that name, which leads to Jalusi to take action to pretty much avenge what happened to her mother by pretty much stealing a worth valuable statue. And that's it for the premise of Três Graças. The trailer for this upcoming novella has come out this week, and from what I've seen in the trailer looks bleak, which kind of makes sense since this majority of this story is bleak. And Agnaldo Silva, the writer of this novella, said that the novella is going to be a lot more colorful and vibrant, which I hope he's pretty much true to his word on that. Considering what I just stated in regards to the premise, I'm expecting the novella to be pretty dark at times, which I hope I can handle, because it's bad enough. It's dark. The world is dark. Dark around me is dark. But that's neither here nor there. And when I'm expecting, considering the fact what's going on with Global and the primetime department, I'm expecting it to pretty much do somewhat well in that factor, because there are like people already wishing bad on it despite it not coming out yet, which is understandable considering what's going on with Global, considering the fact the last 5 novellas that has been released on Global are either horrible or somewhat good. essentially Global during a flop era with with their primetime novellas because they seem to be doing well with the 6 and 7 o'clock novellas coming out like the likes of Amor Perfetto, Garoto do Memento, Vai na Fe, among others. And another reason why I feel people are hesitant regarding to this novella because of what happened with Algonado's previous novella, O Sentimo Guardial, which had a lot of behind the scenes controversies and didn't do that well at all. So that's another reason I feel like people are hesitant about this novella. Sorry if I keep getting some words mixed up. And then the major thing I want to talk about, which is nothing against the actors, by the way, is the cat. I wonder what the heck are the cast directors smoking in regards to the casting of AlanaCabral's father. AlanaCabral, for those wondering, will be the actress interpreting Jolie. And judging by what she stated about Jolie, more likely Jolie will probably be a scrappy at best, and an annoying teenage daughter at worst. But I hope that her character is written with nuance and not just one of those typical unbearable teenage daughters that's commonplace in a lot in Brazilian novellas. Alana Cabral, as you can see in pictures of her, and as you can see in the current image I have of her with DiraPaes and SophieCharlotte, is a visible black woman. If there's wondering, Jolie is 15 in the novella, but Alana is 18, is an 18 years old in real life. But there's the weirdest part. Jolie's father is portrayed by Giuliano Gazzari, who's super white. He's a super white looking actor. And SophieCharlotte is also a white looking actress as well. So how the heck are they going to pass off this visibly black looking girl as the child of two white people? Unless there's a plot twist along the way or something along the way, I wonder how they're going to pass that all, pretty much write that into the story. Before you ask about the grandparents, DiraPaes is a actress of indigenous and Portuguese ancestry, while yours truly, Marcos Palmeira, is... Some people say he's white, some people say he's Pardo, which is the Brazilian, which is how mixed race Brazilians are classified as, but it's up to your definition. But even with that, it still doesn't make, with her having visibly mixed grandparents, it still doesn't make that much sense. But I'll allow you to talk about it in the comments. And another thing to also tackle is Global's primetime crisis, which a lot of people have been blaming. There's been a lot of factors in regards to the primetime crisis going on at Global, which some point to the whole Shea Sueji, Gaia Raymond, and Marcos Palmeira pattern. Now, for those that aren't in the know, a lot of Brazilian internet users online have noted how ever since 2019, Global have been using the same three male actors as the male lead protagonist, starting with Adonio de Pedaço, and it's very clear that fans are sick and tired of this pattern, which, while, yes, this pattern is really tiring, and the only success story out of that pattern was the 2022 Pentanal remake. I feel like there are other factors at hand, such as the bad quality in writing and filmography, and also Global's current management as well, to add in as a reason why the primetime novella slot is declining. And I hope that with Global's new management, there'll be some improvements, which I doubt, considering fact, business is complicated. All in all, I'm hopeful and hesitant at the same time regarding Três Graças. Hopeful because it will be a more superior novella than the current novella that's airing, which is the Fever Dream Valley Tudo remake, which depending on you ask, because it since Valley Tudo remake has a very polarized reaction, depending on who you ask, you either love it or you hate it to your core. And plus, it has a lot of is also stacked with a lot of all stars from Globe slash VIPs from Global, like Murilo Benicio, Miguel Falabella, Samuel de Assis, DiraPaes, SophieCharlotte, Marcos Palmera, Andrea Horta, among others. But I'm also hesitant at the same time concerning the fact Global has had a string of primetime flops, and more likely Três Graças is going to continue that pattern, which I hope it doesn't continue that pattern because that's the last thing Global needs is another original novella flopping, as that happened with Manya Divorcee. And speaking of Manya Divorcee, they literally nominated that for. I wonder what the heck is going on with the Emmys, because in fact they nominated Manya Divorcee for an Emmy for an internet. The International Emmys nominated it as part of its novellas category, which is a choice, and I'll leave it at that. So, thank you for my TED Talk. It was nice talking to you guys. Be better people, treat people with kindness. Until then, achimais.